Behaving Wealthy presents the High Worth Shift podcast. Behaving Wealthy. Be, have wealth. Who do you have to be to have wealth? The only difference between rich and broke is worthiness. Your behaviors and your habits are a reflection of your feelings of worth. I'm Robin A. Young, and I'm here to give you enough simple rich behaviors to increase your worth, your wealth, and your freedom. In fact, my promise to you is that every rich behavior I share could yield you 3 times richer results, creating your high worth shift. Welcome back to the High Worth Shift podcast. It's Robin A. Young, certified financial planner and CEO of Behaving Wealthy. And I'm so excited that you've chosen to spend your valuable time with me. Today's episode is dedicated to getting you freedom ready. Before I share what I mean by freedom ready, I want to explain the experience of not being freedom ready. How do you pay for your special non-monthly fun expenses? Bigger ticket spending like annual family trips, milestone birthday experiences, back to school clothes shopping, new electronics, holiday shopping, all those enjoyable experiences that make working and earning money worth it. If you're like most high income earners, then you likely pay for these with a rewards credit card. Then you pay the balance either when the next payment is due or when you get your next bonus or another windfall event. Let's further break down this situation. Let's say you're planning a wonderful summer trip with friends and family. The typical expenditures of such a trip are plane tickets, hotel accommodations, tour tickets, clothes for your trip, and maybe a car rental. As you know, most of those expenses must be paid early, even months and months early. Let's say you must make a $750 deposit for the housing accommodations now, or you need to pay $1,000 for the plane tickets. How do you usually pay for that deposit or the fees that are due now? If you're like most people, then you'll pay with your credit card and pay it off later. Let's be clear, I'm making an important distinction here. There's a difference between how people treat monthly fun expenses and non-monthly fun costs. If you're like most high income earners, then you pay for your monthly fun on time. Monthly fun like weekly haircuts or weekly dining out and mani-pedis every 2 weeks. I'm betting that you cover these easily on a monthly basis. However, you don't have a plan to pay for the non-monthly fun expenses like annual trips, events, or shopping. The problem with the not having a plan approach is that you're always playing catch up. Even if you pay off your credit card at the end of the month, you're still on your heels. Not having a plan for your non-monthly fun expenses creates debt. You heard me correctly. You're creating debt with this passive play. At the very least, you're decreasing how much discretionary income you have in the future. Think about it. You must pay the bill due with future income. Freedom is one of the most important goals for most people. If freedom is one of your highest values, then this non-planning for non-monthly entertainment, travel, and shopping is costing you a lot. It's costing you your current freedom. In truth, your current expenses represent your current freedom. I want you to take this concept in. Your current lifestyle is your current freedom. I recognize that you may not have all that you want right now, but your lifestyle costs fall into my freedom framework, in which I use the word freedom as an acronym to clarify the most essential parts of your life. The F stands for fitness, which covers your food, gym, insurance, and healthcare expenses. The second letter in the acronym freedom is R, and it represents relationships, which covers your children's expenditures plus any financial help you consistently offer your parents, siblings, and other relatives. The first E equals expertise, which includes any career spending, including college and or professional degree costs. The second E exemplifies experiences like housing, transportation, entertainment, pampering, shopping, and travel. The D in the acronym FREEDOM describes divinity commitments like tithing, offerings, therapy, and meditation expenditures. The O outlines others, which includes gifts to people, charities, and other civic organizations. And finally, the M in the FREEDOM acronym means millionaire, which includes your savings, retirement contributions, and investing fees. My clients would classify my fee in this category as well. So everything you can currently afford, your home, your car, your children, your streaming services, your clothes, your trips, your dining out, your pampering, your civic commitments, and the rest of your current spending represents your current freedom. Your current income pays for your current freedom. So any decision you make to decrease what you can spend in the future decreases your current freedom. It is exactly opposite of what most people want, which is more life. You want more, but your actions are ensuring that you'll get less in the future, because not planning wastes your income. It's also costing you unnecessary money stress. Not planning for your estimated non-monthly fund expenses is another reason you're on the rat race, that never-ending, exhausting earning and spending cycle that makes you question, where did my money go? Resulting in never feeling in control, and feeling out of control triggers insecurity and anxiety. And you start questioning, did I spend too much? Not knowing the answer to that question because you're spending without boundaries, and this non-planning approach of buy now and pay later with future freedom is wasteful. Don't be like the dog chasing its tail. You deserve to have more to show for your hard work. How you deal with non-monthly fund expenses determines whether or how quickly you achieve your other short-term, intermediate, and long-term goals. What's so interesting about this reactive, non-planning way is that these non-monthly special fund expenses are guaranteed. Having non-monthly larger expenditures is like clockwork. You know you'll take a trip annually. You know that you'll need to do holiday shopping annually. You know that you'll need additional funds annually to pay for your current freedom. But many people don't plan for these expected expenditures. Therefore, you are not freedom ready. To be freedom ready, you need to have a plan to pay for these annual fun expenses before, instead of always playing catch up after the event. Being freedom ready means prepay versus pay off. If you start prepaying, then you can have your all. You can have more of what you really want. Imagine prepaying for all non-monthly fun ahead of the experience, being able to go into an account today to prepay for your plane tickets, your trip deposits, all those amazing experiences that make up your ideal freedom vision, all without taking from your other goals. Imagine how good it would feel to enjoy your extra fun spending without guilt. That's freedom. To achieve true freedom and to fix this money problem, to shift this money problem, do today's rich behavior. Determine your second money goal, the cost of your current and ideal non-monthly freedom expenses. I want you to review your last 12 months of spending for all non-monthly experiences. I want you to think about your bigger purchases. So any travel costs, any sports and or music, season tickets, birthday trips, any electronics or holiday and back to school shopping, anything that is non-monthly. Do not list charity expenses and do not list monthly fun like dining out or manicures and pedicures, golfing or tennis or salon visits. You're only focused on non-monthly fun. How much did you spend in the last 12 months on non-monthly experiences? The next part of today's rich behavior is to dream. In an ideal world, what would you like to spend on non-monthly entertainment, pampering, shopping, and travel? Essentially, review what you spent the last 12 months, which is part one, and add more if you would like to spend more in the freedom categories. How much additional freedom would you like to experience? If money was not an option, what would you spend in each category? FREEDOM. Fitness, relationships, expertise, experiences, divinity, other, and of course, millionaire. When you execute today's baby step, you'll have calculated your second money goal. These two parts, what you already spend and what you would like to spend, will give you a good estimate of your ideal and current freedom goal. Will you execute today's baby step now? Of course you will if you want more freedom. Now, why wouldn't you complete today's rich behavior? Procrastination, paralysis, money avoidance? Perhaps you're afraid to know because you fear that it's too much, or you fear that you can't actually afford what you really, really want. It's easy to avoid when you fear you've done something wrong by wanting more. Plus, who wants to know that they can't afford what they want? So it's easier to pretend that it's okay. It's critical to know that money avoidance never equals freedom. Did you know that money avoidance, procrastination, and paralysis are habits? If you practice the habits that are wasting your freedom, then it's time to shift those habits into new freedom habits. A habit starts with one action. Behaving wealthy's one action that eventually creates a habit is called a rich behavior. And my rich behaviors are an average of 10 minutes. 10 minutes in exchange for a 300% return, which is a great deal. And I want to remind you of Newton's law of inertia, which states that if a body is either at rest or moving at a constant speed in a straight line, it will remain at rest or keep moving in a straight line at a constant speed unless it is acted upon by a force. This means, according to physics, your current life is a preview of where you'll be in 12 months. So you're likely to be in the exact same place in 12 months as you are now if you don't make a change. How would you feel if you were in the same place a year from now as you are today? But if you want more, then do today's rich behavior. Doing this baby step protects your current freedom and begins to increase your freedom. Time to have more freedom and more lifestyle. I want you to complete one rich behavior every week so that in 12 months, you'll have more money in a freedom account to prepay for your non-monthly fun. You'll have less stress and you'll have more control as you stop wasting money. And why? Because you deserve it. Let's get you freedom ready. Now that you know today's rich behavior, it's time to make your move. Tell us when you complete today's rich behavior and what richer results you experience because you took today's baby step. Text 85WORTH, 888-85-96784. We want to know how you are increasing your worth, your wealth, and your freedom. I know you're worth it, and I want you to know you're worth it. Most importantly, I want you to behave like you're worth it. If you loved what you learned today, please be sure to hit the follow button so you never miss a future episode, and leave a review to help me reach even more listeners just like you looking to maximize and turn their hard-earned income into more. The High Worth Shift podcast is created and copywritten in partnership with Robin A. Young and Behaving Wealthy. Be sure to rate, review, and follow the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Especially, be sure to rate, review, and follow the podcast if you really liked it. My promise to you is in every episode to give you one rich behavior that can yield you 3 times richer results. That gives you a 300% return on your time spent with me. Remember, richer results are on the other side of today's rich behavior. You are worth more. It's time to make your move.